Good afternoon. I'm Russell Kennedy, and my speech today will be informing you on the art and soul of jazz singing. So imagine stepping into a dimly lit jazz club, the soft hum of a stand up bass in the background, and then you hear a voice, smooth, rich, and full of emotion, that fills the air. That's the magic of jazz singing. It's more than just hitting notes. It's about storytelling, feeling, and improvisation. So today I'm going to take you on a journey through jazz singing. What makes it unique, how to develop jazz vocal skills, and the impact jazz singers have had on history. Whether you're an aspiring vocalist or just a fan of music, there's honestly something truly special about this art form. So first we'll explore what makes jazz singing different from other styles. Then I'll begin to share some essential techniques for jazz vocalists, and I'll end off with looking at some of the legendary singers who have shaped the genre. So let's begin by understanding what makes jazz singing stand out from other forms of music. One of the most defining features of jazz singing is improvisation. Unlike classical or pop music, jazz allows singers to change melodies, experiment with phrasing, and even create new lyrics on the spot. And this makes each performance unique and personal for the audience. As a jazz historian, Ted Geo explains in the Jazz Standards, jazz singing is defined by its spontaneity and personal expression, making each rendition a unique experience. Another characteristic of jazz singing is swing and rhythm. Jazz singers don't just follow a strict beat, they play around with timing, adding syncopation and groove that makes the music feel alive. Many also use scatting, a technique where they replace lyrics with wordless syllables to create an improvised melody. And according to an article in Smithsonian Magazine, Ella Fitzgerald's scat singing revolutionized jazz vocals, setting a new standard for improvisation. Finally, jazz singing is all about expression and interpretation. A jazz singer doesn't just sing a song, they tell a story, bringing deep emotions into every single note. They use phrasing, tone, and even silence on occasion to make the songs completely their own. And now that we've covered what makes jazz singing unique, let's talk about how someone can develop some skills. So the question is, if you want to become a jazz singer, where do you start? Well, in my opinion, the first step for anyone is just listening and learning. Aspiring vocalists should study legends like Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday, Sarah Vaughan, Dean Martin, and so many more. Because by listening carefully, you can pick up on phrasing, rhythm, and other stylistic choices that define the genre as a whole. Next is scatting and improvisation. Practicing scat singing helps singers develop their ability to improvise and interact with musicians in a more fluid, comfortable way. Jazz singers often mimic instruments, using their voices to create new melodies in the moment. And finally, mastering breath control and vocal technique is crucial for any singer. Jazz singing often requires sustaining long phrases, varying dynamics, and using vibrato to enhance the emotion. Good breath support ensures that singers can deliver a performance with both power and subtlety. A musicologist, Ingrid Monson, notes in Saying Something, jazz improvisation and interaction, the ability to manipulate tone and timing is what sets jazz vocalists apart, turning simple melodies into deeply personal expressions. And now that we understand how to develop jazz vocal skills, let's look at some of the legendary singers and their influence. Because jazz wouldn't be what it is today without the voice of its great artists. First, we have Ella Fitzgerald, also known as the Queen of Jazz. She was famous for her impeccable pitch, incredible range, and legendary scatting ability. Her ability to improvise with precision and playfulness set the gold standard for not only jazz vocalists, but musicians in general. As Smithsonian Magazine highlights, Fitzgerald's scat solos were as virtuosic as any instrumentalist's improvisation. Next, there's Billie Holiday, whose voice was filled with such emotion and just raw storytelling. Unlike Billie, or unlike Ella, sorry, Billie didn't focus on vocal gymnastics. Instead, she used subtle phrasing and deep emotional connection to make every lyric feel personal and unique. According to the New York Times, Holiday's ability to infuse lyrics with her own pain and joy transformed jazz singing into a deeply introspective art form. And of course, there's Louis Armstrong. While he's best known as a trumpet player, his gravelly voice and charismatic style played a major role in shaping jazz music. His performances brought joy and spontaneity to the genre, inspiring countless singers who followed. And those are only a few of many legends that have left an undeniable mark on jazz, inspiring generations of vocalists to carry on the tradition. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed.